Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the SU grading options that the University of Texas at El Paso is offering right now for the students. And I know this topic may be a little bit confusing for some of y'all, so that's why I'm here to clarify some of your doubts and help you make a decision regarding this topic because it's very important that you take into consideration the following points. So first of all, what is the SU grading options? So before we get into that, we need to understand what the letter system means when you are calculating a GPA on a scale from 0 to 4. So basically here at UTEP, we calculate our grades in a scale from 0 to 4, 4 being the highest grade. So that is why here on the left you can see that every letter corresponds to a specific numerical value. So A corresponds to 4, B to 3, C to 2, and so on and so forth. So it is important to know what these numerical values mean whenever you are calculating your GPA. And obviously the school does it for you by the end of every semester, by the end of every time that your professors turn in your final grades, your GPA gets calculated for you. But there are several videos on the internet. I found a really good one that I'm gonna link on the description box. So make sure to check it out as well if you want to know how your GPA is calculated based on these numerical values. So now that we know what the letters mean and how they are converted into a value on the scale from 0 to 4, now we can go into what the satisfactory and unsatisfactory grading system means. So basically, the S and U grading system does not correspond to A, B, C, D, F grading systems. The satisfactory grade just means that you had a good performance on your class, a good enough performance for your professor to say in your transcript that you have already met all the requirements for that specific course. So let's say that you're taking calculus, which is math 1411. If you opt in for a satisfactory grade and you do get an S grade on your transcript, that means that the professor approves you passing his class or her class. And in this way, you can continue on with any other math or science classes that you may need to take in the future. On the other hand, the unsatisfactory is completely opposite. This just means that the professor does not allow you to pass the class, and you are required to take this class again in case it is required in your degree plan. So, for example, if you're taking History 1301, which is one of your core curriculum classes, and you get an unsatisfactory grade, it just means that you need to take this class again because the professor is not giving you a complete grade for this class. So what I want to say is that it is not a letter grade, and it means that it is not converted into a numerical value like your other letters A, B, C, D, and F. So since the S and U are not converted into numerical values, they do not get calculated into your global GPA. So what does this mean? Even if you get satisfactory grades for all of your classes, just know that these will not be calculated into a numerical GPA because this value can be ranging anywhere from 2.0 through 4.0. And this is just basic university policy that the professors may choose to give you an unsatisfactory if you were to get a D or an F in that specific class. So with this new grading system, you need to think about the consequences because it may sound appealing to not have to worry about your GPA. And you may be thinking how great it is that you can just choose to have all S's on your transcript for your first semester. However, remember that you can only graduate from the CAM program with at least a 2.0 GPA. So for now, our recommendation for you students is not to opt in for this grading option unless you have a really good GPA and you have one specific class that is pushing your GPA down. So for example, if you are sure that you will get a high grade in a class, either A or B, it is convenient to allow this grade to be calculated into your global GPA. And how do you allow the grade to be calculated? You allow the professor to give you a grade from either A through C. And like I'm telling you, if it's a high enough grade, we do recommend that you opt out of this option. So you don't need an S or U grade for the class that you're doing really good in. On the other hand, if you feel like you are falling behind in one specific class, but in all of your other classes you have high A's, and you don't want this specific class to push you down or lower your GPA, then you may want to opt in to the option of getting an SU grading option. So before you really make a decision, remember that you are now a college student. And even if all of us at camp are overlooking over you guys' academic success, remember that you get to make your own decisions now. You're grown-ups. So we trust in what you will think about this decision. We want you to think about the short and long-term benefits of SU grading options in your transcript. And we're telling you this because there are specific graduate programs or even work related to your field that requires a specific letter grade in one of your classes. Let's say that you are majoring in something related to science and you're planning to go to medical school, pharmacy, veterinary school, or any other health profession school. Most of these schools require you to have a letter grade in one of the higher division science classes, for example, biochemistry or organic chemistry. We know that you're not taking any of these classes as of right now, but you may take them in the future, and it's important to start to consider the consequences of choosing this grading system. And before you make any decision, like I'm telling you, you are now college students, but you are still part of this program. And we are required to know what process you're going to choose for your grading system this semester. So if you're planning to opt in for the option of SU grading, then make sure to let the peer leaders or your camp coordinator know before you make any decision. And just know that we are here to help you. We know that this last week of classes is maybe it can be the heaviest one, or maybe it can be the lighter one before finals week comes around. But remember, we are here to help you, and we are here to help you make an educated decision.